Welcome back to the TAYLORMADE Podcast. This is a place where friends, old and new, can talk candidly about their lives, share their upcoming projects, and also just have a safe space to exist and to flourish. So, my guest for today is a good pal of mine, and he's actually married to another good pal of mine. He has a sassy cat, a fun-loving pup, and he's hella talented at photography, among many other things. If you need someone to enforce safety precautions, this is your guy. So, folks, I introduce to you Ryan, a.k.a. Ry the safety guy. Welcome to the podcast.
Forget how I did that.
I don't even know. I'll be showing that for sure.
Safety rules.
Safety rules.
At first, I thought you were calling Christine a sassy cat. And I was like...
Well, it's not far off. She is a sassy cat. You might hear my dog bark. Don't know if you caught that or not, but just ignore that. So yeah, welcome to the show. Why don't you just take a few minutes to talk about yourself?
I'm married. I have a sassy cat, and I have
No
a dog. I work at a car dealership doing online marketing stuff. I like hockey. I take photos in free time when I can.
Mm-hmm.
Like movies and video games and
Yeah, you
things.
do.
So.
Nice, yeah, solid intro. I didn't prep him on that either. Finley is really barking up there.
He's not happy.
No. So today we're going to talk about a bunch of different topics, but probably the only way that I was able to convince Ryan to come here today was to say that we were talking about our favorite films and directors. So I promise we'll chat about that as well.
I'm just choosing to ignore the fact that there's cameras on right now. The
Yeah.
microphones is a little bit much, but...
It was hard enough to get you to do Ry the safety guy, and then you really started to flourish. You know, we really started to see your persona.
It was still a little bit much.
But it's a memory, and I have socks with you on them.
There you go.
The heel goes up to my shin,
They're gigantic.
so I haven't worn them, but they're on display. So
Perfect.
today we're going to talk a little bit about what you've been doing creatively,
Cool.
how your family is doing with your newest addition, not a child, but a puppy, and then a bunch of other stuff that I did not really prepare you for. So are we ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So, he's really whining. What a lot of you really probably don't know is that I actually bunked with you and Christine. So that was quite a while. Was that last year?
Yeah.
Predominantly 2020.
I feel like it was basically, for almost a year. And then I believe the term that you used in your other episode was U-Haul lesbians. You definitely U-Hauled on us and just disappeared.
I U-Hauled, but to be fair, she did live on the south. You guys live in St. Albert. So if I was ever going to see her as a nurse, I just kind of had to. So
Fair enough.
U-Hauled away, but definitely, yeah, it's a little bit different. It's been a different year not seeing you guys every day and doing my schooling
From
there.
every day to not very much.
Listen, but that is the way sometimes the cookie crumbles. So unfortunately, that's where we're at. But yeah, I got super close to you guys kind of right when COVID started. Actually, the Sunday before lockdown, Ryan and I were at a restaurant, which we won't name.
Oh, God.
And we both got like severe food poisoning. So this was like...
I literally think that was like a day or two before the restaurants closed.
It literally was, because the next Sunday, like, we would not have been able to do that. And yeah, it was bad. It was
horrible.
In your old place, and you had your two bathrooms, and both of us were in separate bathrooms just dying.
Working on both.
Yeah, it was bad. It was so terrible. And then I was there literally for hours, just laying on that bathroom floor. So that was really fun. I think that brought us all closer. That was like my first sleepover, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, that was 100% my first sleepover. So if I didn't get sick, who knew? Who knows what would have happened?
A bond was created with our toilet that day.
Absolutely. I've never hugged something so difficult. Oh, man. Yeah, so over that kind of year, we did a lot of different things, like a lot of board games. You and I went through like all the campaigns for Halo.
Well, but then we halfway got through the third one, I think, before you just decided to peace out. So I still think we still have half of Halo 3 to finish. So
okay, that will happen. We will make this happen, because I need to be able to say that I did the whole thing.
Yeah, but Halo 1 and 2, we crushed those.
Oh yeah, absolutely crushed them. And we would eat a lot of toaster strudels.
Toaster strudels.
So I don't know if you've noticed this, but you're sitting next to a toaster.
I did see the toaster, and I just assumed,
Yeah.
Oh, they're locked and loaded and ready to go
No,
already?
they're not in there because I didn't want them to be like super, like thawed. So we will get to that.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we're gonna have that because what else like pairs with bourbon?
Yeah. Taylor actually made me a toaster strudel birthday cake.
I
that
did.
was what was it? 3 toaster strudels?
At least, yeah.
Yeah, it was a heart attack.
It was
on
bad.
the plate.
It was very. Was there also Nutella on that?
Maybe.
I think in between I did Nutella.
Probably.
Oh, that was bad news. Yeah, that was rough. But it was a good time. But yeah, we like the one night Christine and I drank like an entire bottle of Pink Whitney, and
I forgot about that.
you better still have it.
What? The bottle?
I hope so.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
I would assume that we'd have it.
I mean, whatever, but we did write like the date on it because apparently in my calendar I wrote Pink Whitnight number 2, and I had no recollection of that. So sorry, Mom. But yeah, we had like a lot of fun. We went on like walks, and we like went to the mountains, went camping at
Slave Lake.
Slave Lake.
Yep.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was like a lot of fun, and I actually we're gonna get to the toaster strudels. But I just remembered, do you remember on that one walk?
When we first moved into our place and I tried to jump over the arena wall and the boards. Yeah,
It was like dark.
I do remember that.
All I see is Ryan run and try to jump over an outdoor rink, like, sides. Biffed her. I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Yeah, that was an epic fail and a
Yeah,
half.
it was, but it was really great, and it's a memory that will always stick in my head. So yeah, we've done a lot together in that last year. So with that in mind, we go pour some bourbon. I'll go grab some toaster strudels, and then we'll get carried on. So we've got ourselves some toasters. No, we
have a toaster.
We have a toaster and toaster strudels in the toaster. So we'll wait for those to come up.
Locked and loaded.
I kind of have I have a way to make this work now. So usually I will do the toaster and then pop her in the microwave for like 10 seconds because then it gets the innards. But I don't want to go up the stairs.
Fair enough.
So we're going to have probably partially frozen or cooler center, but then it's kind of like
It's okay.
like pie sometimes.
I've never had a pie like that.
Me neither. That's okay. So while we wait for that, let's do some bourbon. So I have 4 roses.
Oh.
Okay,
I feel like that was really quick.
That was really quick. Yeah, we're gonna just put her down for just a quick little schniblet here. So you brought some, what is it, Penelope?
Yeah.
That's fun. Would you like to delve into the Penelope?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I'm gonna let you do the honors because
Okay.
I'm the guest here.
Kinda
Apparently.
Awkward.
Yeah, sorry, I
Fortunately,
know.
It's a long bottle.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Thanks for bringing this.
It might. Well.
Is it better for me to like just give it to you? This is why you're doing it, not
There's
me.
heat coming off of the toaster. These look like big glasses. So
They
I
are.
Feel like...
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, my little one. I didn't have both of my glasses clean, so.
Whoop doop doop doop. Sure.
Yeah, it looks great. I've never had this one. Where's it from?
I mean, like place wise, I feel like it's in Kentucky, where all the bourbon comes from.
Whiskey down about this.
He's probably had the more expensive one, where have more humble tastes. I think.
Okay, let's cheers before we go. Cheers, Rooney. Ooh.
It's pretty smooth though,
That's
hey?
very, very smooth. Ooh, I'm a big fan. So it wouldn't be toasters without the hafasha trying to get it out of there.
Yep.
So, I will hold this up, and you can grab yours. Hafasha. And
Well, that seems like a good toasting on there.
Son of
I
a-
feel like. Okay, here I'll just.
thanks. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. It was so hot. Oh my gosh.
Got a nice little crisp on it.
Oh,
I think the inside might be actually good.
Good. Yeah, it smells burnt, but it's gonna be great because you really got like quite the edge. So.
Do you like normally you do the
I do.
icing stuff because you're a pro at it?
I am. So, if you want me to, I can. But you've probably already wrecked it in how you opened
Yeah,
the...
but I've already opened it,
Yeah.
so we're just gonna not
gonna
look
go.
at how I do mine.
Right. It's a good thing there's not really a super zoomed in shot. Oh, baby. I can't, like, keep a full box in my house. They don't
I haven't
last.
actually had for a while.
I'm proud of you.
I had still a bunch in the freezer.
Yeah, of course.
And I kept forgetting about them.
Yeah. This is a delectable treat. So, Pillsbury, this is for you. Thank you.
Not sponsored by Pillsbury. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. Not
Will
sponsored.
that be your first sponsor?
Oh my gosh, I would screech.
Oh, you could have pizza pops too?
Yeah, I would open every segment as the Pillsbury Doughboy. So
Pillsbury?
Did I say Pillsbury?
You said Pillsbury.
Berry. Sorry, my finger is literally throbbing. I don't know why it was so hot on that one corner. If you want to give me your little wrap, or I can just.
I mean, I can just keep it.
Sure,
keep it on
that
the
sounds
plate.
great. Okay.
Are we gonna cheers our?
Let's cheers it. Gosh darn it! Cheers.
Not cold at all.
Not cold at all.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Can just listen to us chewing.
ASMR, baby. That's what we got. Oh man. Yeah, these are so frickin' good.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just gonna take another minute to have another bite, because... Ooh! Yeah, these are actually cooked really well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about that. My fingers are already so messy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know how... I didn't really think this part through. Let me just sauce this down here for a minute. You keep eating, for sure.
Okay. Yep. I can do that.
Mm-hmm. You're my guest, so you eat away. Literally, though, like, did a number on the tip of my finger. I don't know why.
It just comes with the territory.
I know. And, like, that poor guy. Ooh, she charred. Maybe that's what was burning. Oh, I have to do my shout out. Tanner, for The Simpsons. I am using it. Thank you very much. You see his nose. he got punched, pretty much.
I mean, I can see his. It's
there. No, for sure. It just usually is like out from his face, but it's good. It's great. I love it, and
it's 2-dimensional.
Yeah,
it's what you're working with.
Exactly. It's all good. Oh man. So yeah, as we were mentioning, obviously saw less of each other once I moved across the city. But there's like all these different memories that I have, whether it's you jumping over or being at Slave Lake or in the mountains or random pictures from when we've been drinking.
Oh yeah, probably still got those.
Yeah, 100%. Probably will. Maybe we'll show them in this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I decide. But yeah, those like kind of memories have like as much as like things have kind of changed, they are so very like treasured to me. And
yeah, good times.
So more hangs will come, and I have to do we're talking to Christine about doing another puppy play date. Now it's snow, which sucks, but
yeah, they're like our dogs are like 4 times the size that they were.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nightmare.
Before.
Once both are neutered, maybe it'll be a little different. Because I think Finley just got neutered the other day, and oh my gosh, I gotta tell you what happened. So he's okay. So we order our food from a place called TLC.
Okay.
And not the network. But we I always order it in, and it comes in 2 15-pound bags and whatever. Super good, really good food for them. But it got the BC flood kind of like got in the way of it.
Yeah.
So I was expecting the food, and it didn't come in. I'm like, oh no, this is like my one responsibility. Jess is gonna eat me alive. But so I called them, and I was like, hey, like I need some help here. So they ended up sending some from Ontario, but it still took forever.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we're literally out of food now. So I went to the pet store to try to get something as close to, because I don't want to like upset Finn's stomach. For the most part, he's been pretty good, but like he's been on this food his whole life, so I don't want to screw him over. So I found some food, whatever, it's all good. I think his stomach got a little bit upset from the food change. So he's on the operating table.
Oh no. Oh no.
This poor vet. So gives him the sedation. First of all, beforehand, he had a bit of a fever. And so she's like, oh, I don't know. Do I want to like do this? She sent blood work off, came back. It was all good. So she's like, okay, I'll do it. She literally sedated him. Shit. all over the wall.
No.
Watery diarrhea. Literally, she said, like, Taylor, I need to let you know it's all over the wall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so
I'm glad you told me that after I ate the toaster strudel.
But I was like, oh no, that sucks. So they had to like clean all that up. Yeah, but the poor guy was like holding it in when he's like awake, but the sedative hit and just came out. So then she calls me when it's all done, and she left a message because I was showering, and she's like telling me, yeah, Finley's like right here, he's like doing all good, whatever. She literally hangs up, shits all over the place again, all over the walls again. So then I call her back, and she tells me this, and I'm like, oh, this poor dog. So thankfully, like, we got some like other food and some medicine, whatever. He's been fine, he's not doing that anymore. But I was like,
how often that happens.
I know. Also, like, wigs me out for ever having to go under. I don't want to do that to somebody. That's a nightmare. Is that not a fear? Like, that's a newfound fear of mine. It's also like, I would never have a baby because I don't want that to happen. Oh my gosh. Trigger warning, but oh my goodness. Oh, anyway, so that was that. But I think since he's got this surgery, he's been so cuddly. And like, he's already a pretty cuddly dog, but like, oh, I just hope it stays because he's just the sweetest little nugget. So I'm excited. Do you guys know when you're going to put him in?
No, yet. No.
I mean, yeah. Like, we wanted to hold off
already, but
yeah.
Yeah, because our breeder told us to hold off as long as we can.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what, us too. But we called the vet because we're like, he never, like, I know Remy's always been a humper, yes?
Not really, no.
No?
He actually wasn't too bad.
Oh.
Like, I mean, like...
Oh, maybe a little bit at the beginning.
Like, he would maybe, like, a toy.
Yeah.
Or, like, his bed.
Right.
But, like,
not
that
people.
Was it. He wasn't... And he wouldn't, like, really go up to dogs and try ever, so...
Right. Yeah, Finn never really did. A little bit when he was a puppy, and I was like, that's enough. And then he was totally fine, but then he, like, kind of started, and you could just tell, like, when he'd get really, like, wound up, that he just really wanted to do that, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah. I don't want this to be something that sticks, so, like, let's, like, talk to the vet, whatever. They're like, yeah, honestly, if he's starting to get a bit more aggressive, because I'm like, if this dog starts humping like me...
Yeah.
I'm screwed with that dog. So I'm like quite literally. So I didn't want that to happen. So anyways, moral of the story. Maybe once they're both like neutered and like it's nicer out, it'd be nice for them to
I thought the moral of the story was to like watch what you eat before you go under.
That is actually the main.
Otherwise there'll be shit on the walls.
Honestly, could you imagine? Like, it's literally, what was it, Dumb and Dumber that happened, right? It was like, there's shit all over the walls. That's what my mind went to. So, anyways, that's that. Yeah, so we'll move on from that topic. Don't think people need to listen to shit much longer, but
nope.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I think a lot of people probably don't realize that you and Christine were really like some of the first people apart from my family that I came out to, or like had the choice of like coming out to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember when we were on FaceTime when this was happening. It took like 10 years.
Definitely do. There's like, was that the spontaneous one?
I think so.
Where I think we were like half sleeping.
Yeah.
And you and Tanner were like, yo, let's FaceTime.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And I just remember like, I was sweating. I'm like, just do it. Like, what does it matter? Just do it.
We were forcing it because you were like wanting to say something, but
yeah. And I like you guys were kind of on the cusp.
You were
and
pressing.
Like, come on. Yeah. So that was like really big, and like been pretty instrumental in the journey in general. Like, I remember even, I haven't really shared my full story about coming out yet, but will eventually. But I kind of came out to my parents 3 different times, and I was kind of in different places of acceptance, so that kind of just changed. But the last time that I did was Thanksgiving in 2020, and you guys just like pumped me up beforehand, and kept like checking in, and then it was all like I was nervous. I had no reason to be. Like, my parents are awesome and super supportive, but I was still like so nervous. And when I came back, you guys gave me like a little coming out gift. So many rainbows in this thing.
There was a lot of rainbows. I forgot about that.
Dude, so many. I still have it. But yeah, quite a few rainbows, and like that just like meant so much because like I don't know. That was such a hard time even just like navigating in the church and all
Sure.
that. So yeah, I was like very, very appreciative of that. Still am. And I mean, I wish that Christine could be here. But one, I know like she probably wouldn't have wanted to anyways.
Yeah.
And two, she's working tonight. But
Yep.
yeah, I just like love her lots and love you guys lots. And I'm super thankful for your guys'
We
friendship.
love you too.
Sappy part. So, during my stay with you, I had a roommate. Her name was Murphy, and she
you wanna call it
absolutely,
that.
absolutely hated me. I'll show a video of it. But yeah, she was like, she was so difficult, and I loved her unconditionally. Still do. Love her absolutely unconditionally. It was never reciprocated.
Yeah, she's got a personal bubble, that's for sure.
For sure. And I mean, like, and in general, she's a bit more of a temperamental kind of cat anyway. So, like, it's okay. But, like, I've never not been liked by a cat before. So that was really interesting. But, yeah, that was always a really fun relationship between me and Merv. And then at the same time, around the same time, both you and Christine and Jess and I got puppies, which was really fun.
Yeah.
So I know like it has been quite an adjustment for Jess and I, and I'm assuming
Yeah, big
it
time.
has been for you. So even with that, like how has Murphy adapted?
Not very well.
Yeah.
The personal bubble is still there, and Remy has no personal bubble whatsoever.
You don't say.
So that doesn't really go over very well. So they're kind of... Murphy's kind of got her own space. I mean, we let her out in the evenings, but yeah, still working through that. I think Remy's just got to get a little bit less energy. Mm-hmm. But it's really dumb because Murphy's like super interested in him still, and so she'll like taunt him. Like we have like a baby gate, and she'll just sit there staring at him for like, I'm pretty sure like a half an hour or an hour. She'll just sit there staring at him. So it's
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you want to stare at him that bad, you should be fine with him coming near you, but she is not.
No, I mean she's definitely territorial for sure. I mean even when
So it's not just you.
No, it's not just me. I was gonna say even when I was like in like the bedroom that I claimed as my own for that time.
Yeah, now it's Murphy's.
Now it's Murphy's for sure. I've seen her in there a couple times. I'm like, she knows. She like looks at me and she's like, "This is my place. I got it back, bitch." So that's always really fun. So you and Crick have been married for 3 years.
3 years, yep.
And that's absolutely crazy because I started coming to Gateway in 2018, and that's when you guys got married, right?
Yeah, June 16.
Yes, right. And I just narrowly missed the invite.
Yeah.
Something I will never let you guys forget, and you will never forget on your own. But somehow was still awkwardly at the lunch the next day.
Yeah, that was...
Dude, that was...
I don't know how that worked.
That was so weird. Okay, so just to put into perspective, you guys didn't go to church that day, obviously. It was the day after your wedding. But you were meeting some of Christine's friends, and then Mitch, I guess, as well, was going to come for
Yeah, I can't remember
lunch.
why or what.
But then Mitch, for some reason, invited me. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Didn't realize, I didn't even know who was going to be there. And then I'm like, oh, especially looking back on it, I'm like, knowing that you guys were like, should be like, narrowly invited me. It's like, that's so uncomfortable. But like, it's just random. Like, it was fine. But I'm just like, oh, man. It was just so funny. It's just a funny memory. Like, I didn't make it to your wedding, but I was there literally the next day. At this lunch. Yeah. That was just random, but
it's tough because like you planned for like so long with all these tables and everything. Totally. So
yeah, and I like actually I did not expect it at all.
And you were super flaky back then.
I was very flaky for good reasons, but I was flaky for sure. And I had a lot going on. I was in school still.
Yeah, we hadn't had hours long FaceTime yet at that point, so
exactly. So we still had quite a ways to go in our friendship, but yeah, that was just so weird. But when it comes to you and Christine, again, I wish you could be here because I would love to like hear her converse about this. Mm-hmm. But you guys haven't had the easiest road since you've kind of known her. So I don't know if you want to talk about that. We can chat a little bit about kind of when you started dating and maybe some of like.
I mean,
stuff.
Yeah, like I mean, there's been definitely like tough moments for sure. I think there's like we went through like a period of time where you have to think about stuff where you don't really aren't things that you're necessarily thinking about or talking about when you're getting married. So
Right.
with, I guess, for context, like, I think I can't remember actually when it first started, but we were already engaged, and Christine had like started feeling like pain in her abdomen and had started like, it was kind of like she had felt kind of bloated or whatever. And so there was one day she woke up and she was like really in pain, so she was like, I'm just gonna go to the hospital, to the ER. She'd probably definitely tell this story better than I would, but
Yeah, it's fine.
and yeah, she ended up going to the ER, and all of the ER people were like, you look like you're pregnant, we think you're pregnant. And she's like, no, I'm definitely not pregnant. And they ended up doing like a bunch of scans and stuff like that, and ended up determining that she had a massive cyst on one of her ovaries.
Football sized, right?
Yeah, like I can't remember how many, like it was an absurd like amount of fluid.
And
that
she's a, like, context, small woman.
It was an absolutely absurd amount of fluid that they drained from this thing. And because she, even before this, like, has had history with cancer before, they wanted to take it out and test it. And so I think this was, yeah, like, we got engaged in September, and this was probably in February, and we got married in June. So in February, she went in for surgery to remove it, which I think was pretty soon after she went in, which thanks healthcare, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went in and they removed it and everything, and they tested it, and they actually did find out that it was cancerous. And so then they were like, well, we don't know if this is going to spread to the other one or not. So literally February, like months before we were even getting married, we are having to decide if we're wanting to like save eggs and embryos to have kids, or decide to not have kids, or what, like months before we're getting married. So that was kind of a interesting and tough time. But like, I honestly think that like made our relationship stronger, like going into the wedding. So like, I mean, you look at things and there's obviously like, it was a crappy time and stuff like that, but there's like certainly positives that come from that. Like even the fact that like, Christine has like a gene in her like family that she carries that like, if you have the gene, is like a 50% chance of getting stomach cancer. And so due to IVF that we ended up doing, she was like, we were able to test like the embryos to see if the embryos have the gene or not.
So crazy.
Yeah, like, which even like, I don't know how many years ago you wouldn't be able to do. So
Totally.
like with how difficult it was, like there is some blessings to it, that like we have the assurance that when we do have kids that like they're not going to have this gene, right?
Yeah.
So
It's crazy, dude. Like, I remember first hearing this story and I was just like, what? Like, that is insane. Like, I didn't even know how to respond.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, like, literally cancer twice. Like,
yeah,
that's insane.
cancer twice, and she's 25.
Yeah, that's insane. It's crazy. Because, yeah, she doesn't have her stomach either, just for context. Which is, that also blew my mind.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
She's got a running tally of organs that she's missing, so.
Oh, my gosh. Good thing she still has her heart. Hopefully she watches that.
Cheesy.
Yeah, cheesy. But, yeah, that's absolutely just crazy. Like, the fact that you had to think about... Because how old were you when you got married then?
That's 3 years ago. So I was 26 and she was 22.
Right. Yeah, that's an insane like question to have, let alone like just that age in general.
Well, and like you're just always assuming like, yeah, like we'll have kids at some point, like like I plan to have kids like eventually, like that's not an issue or whatever, but I mean a lot of people don't realize that, like, and I mean a lot of people do have problems having kids and stuff like that. So. But it's not something you necessarily are dealing with when you're 22 or 20. in your mid-20s, right?
Yeah. It's crazy because that's just like a financial thing too, going into
Yeah.
marriage. Like, buy savings.
Yeah. Like,
Buy future.
It was like, oh yeah, there goes our house down payment.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I wouldn't do anything differently, obviously.
Totally. Yeah. You do what you need to do to, get what you need to get. So, yeah, it's just, that's crazy. But it does definitely make you stronger. And like, even Christine, like, she's such a mature person that like I never, like, when I met her, I thought she was older than me. Like, even though she doesn't look older than me, but it's like, well, she might look older than me, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, it's crazy because that just like, I mean, obviously losing your stomach and going through all that, you're going to be.
Well, yeah, that's just like experiences.
Totally.
Like create maturity, I think, a lot of the time, right? So.
Mm-hmm. That's just like a wild way to start your marriage, but I think, like you said, you're better for it. And I mean, I got to live with you, like I said, for like a year, and I got to see your guys' marriage kind of from the inside. It's just, you know, third wheeling it for a year. So, and yeah, it's super strong, and I think that even your guys' level of like communication is strong because you've had to like talk about things.
Yeah.
And you have like, I don't know, you just have things like figured out pretty well.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I like to think so. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
Biased, but
that like you said though, like I mean, even just having a dog has forced us to like learn to communicate differently and
totally
monitor things differently. Because I mean, when your dog's whining at 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom, it's like I don't want to.
The amount of fights we've had just over minuscule things because of the stress of the dog, even, you know, like it changes. Yeah. Or it's even funny because I mean, I say this to her all the time too, but I'm like, I understand the whole like thing around dads feeling like they are not getting, you know, the love from their wife that their wife is giving to their like kid. I'm like, because sometimes Jess will wake up and she'll be like, or she'll come home and she'll be like, hey, hi, Finley. And I'm like, been like, you know, it's been like 14 hours. Who's counting? It's fine. Like, and yeah, it's just like so funny. But
ours is just like, he's way more excited to see you than me.
100%. Yeah. It sucks. Literally, he loves Jess. Loves her. He'll be her shadow. But it's because he's with me all the time.
Yeah.
And like, she disciplines him a lot, but like, I'm not afraid to say it, he's a little shit when she's gone. And so like, I have to yell at him a lot and like, or like discipline him, whatever. And so I'm like, dude, like, frick, he listens to Jess so well because he's just not used to, you know, her being around all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, love me. I actually bawled when we first got Finley because, first of all, I was covered in wounds, just absolutely covered in scrapes. And because he would like bite me all the time, but like playful, but still puppy teeth are crazy.
Yeah, they're little needles.
He like bonded, so we got him from our friend. So he'd already kind of had a home change.
Yeah. So
we're trying to give him like security, but he bonded with Jess first.
Right.
And he was just like, I was scared he was not gonna love me, like legitimately. And I was like, when we first got him, we didn't understand to like just let him whine throughout the night. Like if he pees, it's okay. Like you got to potty train him. So we were taking him out every single time he whined, down 3 flights of stairs, like all that. So I was getting no sleep. So I literally one time Jess came home and I'm just like, I don't know, I don't feel loved. How are we gonna do this? We literally laughed about it the other day, but it's crazy how much that changes things. So yeah,
I told Christine this, that the day, I believe we both believe that there will be a day that it can happen, but the day that Remy and Murphy will actually cuddle, then I'll probably cry.
Yo, 100%. For sure, because, I mean, even the one time she was on my lap for 3 seconds, I was, like, about to cry, and then she clawed her way off, but it was still, like, it's a beautiful moment when something like that can happen, and, like, I mean, let alone with, you know, two animals, but I think that's going to be really beautiful.
I look forward to it
because they've been like on the couch at the same time. I think I've seen it. No, have I not seen a picture?
No, like when we first got him, we like tried it a little bit, and like they were both like, he was sleeping, so it was fine, but like the minute he got up, she was like on the defensive. So.
Do you remember that time? So this is an aside. Oh my gosh, sorry, I can't even get through the story. Oh no, it's funny. We were just sitting there. So he has a big open window in the living room. And we're like, that cat kind of looks like Murphy. Yeah. And Murphy's an indoor cat, and she's outside on the fence walking.
I'm like, oh, yeah, she's on a fence.
That was so funny because we're just like, oh, that looks like Murphy. And I'm like, wait a second.
Ow.
The Great Escape. I don't remember. How did she even get out?
I don't know. She likes running outside. So.
Jeez, dude. Oh, that was so funny. Just can't write stuff like that. Oh, okay. So circling back to different things that we'd do together when we hung out, we'd often chat, you and me specifically would chat about different movies and directors and things like that.
Yeah.
And definitely like found our camaraderie and stuff in that, especially when I started getting a bit more into like filming and stuff. You know, when you start like doing that kind of thing, you start to appreciate more.
Yeah.
You know, like even in editing, I'm like, when I see people editing stuff, I'm like,
it blows my mind. I don't.
Yeah. That's fair. Because you predominantly just do photography, right?
Yeah, like I've like dabbled in video editing, but I have not made an effort to learn enough, and it seems really complicated. So
yeah, that's fair.
Like I don't get how color grading works.
Dude, I honestly am still very much so learning. Like even with work, I'm like, I should probably color grade these because I'm like using like ArtGrid and different videos from different places. I'm like, I should probably start color grading.
Like I know how to edit photos, but
yes, it is a whole different world though.
Yeah, I don't
add motion into that. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
I'll answer as well, but
I will do my best.
Perfect. Who's your favorite director? I know the answer, but
yeah, I mean by far Christopher Nolan for sure.
And then what about like some other one? Like you had to have like a top 5 or something.
I mean, like I really like. The thing I like about Christopher Nolan and like why I like the directors that I think, is because I like stylized directors, and I like directors that like are creating their own stories, creating their own movies, right? Rather than, I guess, the popular trend of just taking something from books or taking something from whatever and adapting it to a movie, right?
Yeah.
So that's like always the allure of Christopher Nolan for sure. I mean, I like Guy Ritchie movies. I like Wes Anderson's good.
Yeah.
I like David Fincher. A lot of dark movies, but I like David Fincher. I think Quentin Tarantino is always good.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that come to the top of the head right now.
Those were kind of the ones I was thinking you'd probably be saying. And honestly, like our list is a lot of overlap because my number one would probably be Wes Anderson, and I'm going to shout out my friend Clint Walper for introducing me. And yeah, same thing with David Fincher. Definitely like some darker kind of plots.
Yeah, it's just like very edgy, but
totally.
Like just the way he can like create a thriller. I don't know. It's just
totally.
Yeah,
very, very good. And then I have Christopher Nolan as well, because even when we went to Tenet, oh my gosh, I wanted to go right back in.
Yeah, me too,
dude. And it was a long movie, but I'm like, let's do her again.
It ended, and I was like, my head literally hurts.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Christine's like,
yeah, I was like, you probably don't get this at all.
No offense, Christine, but it's okay. Yeah, and then I also said, I always butcher the last name, and it's not Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese.
Yes, yeah. I always miss that last. Yeah. I know what it is, and I have a hard time.
About Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to diversify my list too, because I'm like so comfortable with those 4, and it's hard for me to like get into another one, and like, because I'm just like so kind of captivated by that. Although like Quentin Tarantino as well, because even when my next question here is top 5 movies. Yeah,
like on Quentin Tarantino, like nobody can make dialogue like Quentin Tarantino can. Like it's unbelievable. But top 4 movies. Oh,
well, 5, but top 4 works too.
Top 5.
Also, do you want more whiskey?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I have to, even though I've seen it so many times and I haven't seen it for a while. I think I have to go with Inception as my number 1 movie. It's so hard to. What's that?
That's such a gooder. That freaking like, the scene.
I don't know that I've ever been to or watched a movie that will leave me like literally. I'm getting chills right now talking about it, but like literally like in the theater, like watching that movie and the way it ends, and like I swear everyone just gasped because everyone was like, what the heck?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
because you're just like, this movie cannot end like this.
Yeah.
And I've never, I don't know if I've ever watched a movie or seen a movie like that before, that like literally, and like, I mean, people try to look into the ending, but like, I still feel like even he's probably just like, I don't know how it's gonna end. I just did this to mess with everyone.
Totally. If I were to say,
like, mind-boggling.
The scene, what scene would you think of if I were to say like the way that they shot this scene?
Oh, it would be the zero gravity scene.
Yes.
Like, yeah, mind-blowing.
Dude, I've literally watched that video so many times, and I'm like, the margin for error is like, and like, they do it so well.
Like, it literally, you're in the theater and you're like, just the intensity of, you're just like,
I'm like,
oh my
holding
gosh.
the arm. I'm like, what is happening?
What is going on right now? Yeah. I like, to this day, I've never seen a movie that like gripped me as much as that movie did.
Totally.
For top 5.
Well, that's a hard question.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know if I can, to be honest with you.
That's fine. If you have like your one, that's good. We can go with
like,
that.
I mean, yeah, like, I like pretty much all of Christopher Nolan's movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I mean, honorable mentions, aside from the directors that I mentioned, like, I mean, you can't go wrong with Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yes.
Like, right now everyone's talking about Harry Potter again. Those are always good. Yeah. I'm trying to, like, I'm just drawing blanks.
That's totally fine because, I get that though, because that just shows how powerful of a movie that one is. You can't even think of another one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because nothing even comes close.
I don't. And, like, Tenet was good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was almost, like, even more complex, that you're just, like, still trying to think about it. And they explain the physics in it, and you're like, I still don't really understand what you're talking about. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, if I were to say for mine, Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, that's a good one.
Such a good movie.
I haven't seen that for a long time.
I know. I need to watch it again because, like, for a time, I watched it, I don't even know how many times in a row. But such a good storyline, like, talks about, well, a lot of, like, important things, but, like, especially, like, mental health. Like, that scene where the son finds out he can't be a pilot.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, like, heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I watched that when I was younger, and I actually watched this because of, like, Haley. And I remember having a MySpace page and having my, like, favorite movies. All of them were ones that my, like, sister showed me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I would say like Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, that's a favorite for sure.
Such a good one. And I need to watch that one again. But I put like Good Will Hunting because I remember the first time I watched that and I was like,
yeah, it's a good one.
And I love Robin Williams and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And then I had The Shining. Can't go wrong with Stanley Kubrick. Classic. And then Inglourious Basterds because it is so good.
Yeah, I remember like I literally when I went to see that, I didn't realize. I should have known with Quentin Tarantino, but I didn't realize that it was like not actually like based on history. So when they're like killing Hitler, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening.
Yeah, no, totally. I just like I love the like shock factors of his too. Like, I don't know, it was so good.
Just like goes from just like zero to like violence, like shocking violence so fast. Yeah, they're just like, whoa. Yeah.
Totally. Actually, a coworker, I'll give another shout out to my coworker Rachel. She has a Quentin Tarantino shirt that's like yellow, like Kill Bill, and it's like directed by Quentin Tarantino is what it says. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the coolest shirt.
Sweet. Yeah.
I would like love to have it, but this one's gonna be even harder. But if you were just right now off the top of your head, talk about your favorite actors, who would they be?
Okay. Favorite actors.
Hold that thought. Finley! Okay, go ahead.
I mean, like, I guess I'll just say, like, actors that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I necessarily have a particular favorite, but, like, I mean, and I feel like you really like Tom Hardy, too, don't you?
He's on my list,
Tom Hardy's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Christian Bale's like his range is insane.
Yeah,
his friggin' the movies that he's done.
Weight loss is insane.
His commitment to it is crazy.
Totally.
I mean, I'm a Ryan Gosling fan. Trying to think. There's too many actors.
I know, it's such a hard question. Even like favorite movies, because I feel like these ones are ones that I admire, but like movies that I actually like would watch a billion different times and might not be like as groundbreaking. Or I'd
it's
still
like
call.
Yeah, it's like, oh, like this movie is like really enjoyable and I watch it a bunch, but it's not like as like you're like, this is perfection.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's a pretty good list though.
What are your actors?
So I've always been a huge Matt Damon fan.
Yeah,
always.
Matt Damon's good.
And I think that stems from
Who cannot like Matt Damon? I don't know that anyone doesn't.
No,
like Matt
there's
Damon.
like no. I don't know. He's just like endearing, but like obviously all the Bourne's amazing, fun,
fantastic films.
Oh, I said James Dean, may he rest. And like he only had 3 movies, but like and they're like old, so
I
like
still haven't seen Rebel Without a Cause. Dude, I need to watch it.
So good. I was watching a clip of it the other day, and I was like, oh man, I need to watch this again. But like I don't know what it is about him. I just like, I don't know, loved him. Tom Hardy. I put Jennifer Lawrence because she's my big time crush, which
Actress. You said actors.
Yeah, in Tomatoes Mono.
Jennifer Lawrence is
phenomenal.
fantastic. Yeah, she's super good.
And her range is also quite
incredible.
And I also put Matthew McConaughey because I love like True Detective with
that was so good.
I like because you think of him and like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, fantastic. Loved him in rom-coms.
Yeah.
But the moment that he took like Interstellar or what is it, Dallas Buyers Club or different things like that, like it was just such. I seeing him in a serious role is like.
I think I saw a thing because you mentioned Rhett and Link before.
Yeah.
And I feel like it might have been them who were doing an interview with him, and he was saying that he actually got to the point where he told his agent to not even approach him with rom-coms anymore. And he said that like it was at the point where he was like, I could stop acting, like I could not get a job again, but I just want to, like, that's not what I want to do. Yeah. And I mean, look at him now, like he's done like some crazy roles,
phenomenal. And like same kind of thing, like he has changed so much, like I mean, never like not as crazy as Christian Bale, but like because what did I watch the other day? Vice. Have you seen Vice? When he Christian Bale is Dick Cheney.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh my gosh, watch
Vice.
it. Yeah, it's
Is it recent?
Yes. Hold on. Oh, okay, 2018, not that recent.
Okay.
But it has like Sam Rockwell in it too. He's George W. Bush.
He's actually like really good. Sam Rockwell is actually like really underrated. I feel like he normally just like is kind of typecast into playing like an asshole douchebag kind of person.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually like Brad Pitt produced it.
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
Will Ferrell too. But it's really, really good. It's definitely a movie that you would like. So I suggest that. But what was I saying with that? Yeah, so in there, like he's Dick Cheney, so he's definitely larger, but like it's insane because his like fluctuation.
Vice is in like vice president.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, not like Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, that's what I was thinking
I was
too.
stuck on that.
But yeah, anyways, Matthew McConaughey, like when I remember if it's for Dallas Buyers Club, I think he lost a lot of weight for it too.
Yeah, he was super.
And same with True Detective.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like, I don't know, I love him. And so much I named my new Lincoln McConaughey.
Oh, nice.
Well, McConaughey.
How can you not?
How can you not? So, yeah, it's actually funny though, because I remember before I came out, we were at Earl's and I asked for your like celebrity crushes, both male and female. It was you, Christine, and Tanner. It was after practice, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like adamant on I wanted both. So like I wanted both your male and your female. On the whole, like looking back on it now, I'm like I was just so desperately trying to like be a little bit of myself. I'm like, yeah, I love Tom Hardy, but like Jennifer Lawrence. I think it's so funny.
That's funny. Actually.
Yeah, that's great. I was just like, I want you guys to like relate to my same-sex attraction here. Okay, so talking about films, what films are you like super anticipating?
I mean, there's been a few that are out, that are almost out of theaters that I just like, I've been wanting to go see, but it's just, time's gotten away.
Yeah.
Like I'm still really wanting to go see the new James Bond, No Time to Die. The French Dispatch, Wes
Yes.
Anderson. I've been wanting to see. I feel like there's another. I mean, I'm as much as I say like I like the directors that are creative. I'm still a sucker for the Marvel stuff. So
Absolutely.
I still haven't seen Eternals yet.
Yeah, me neither.
And I mean, everyone's got the big hype train going for Spider-Man coming out in December. So.
And there's a new Black Panther in 2022 too.
Yep. I mean,
forever.
they've got it for
Forever, yeah.
Yeah, forever. I mean, like the Spider-Man, I don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like people are almost getting their hopes up too much for it, so I'm trying to temper them a little bit.
Totally.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. I mean, Christopher Nolan's working on one right now. Oppenheimer, so I'm excited. That one should be interesting. Although they said that one will be more of not as much of his typical style. It's more like historical.
Yeah, it's not as much of like a mental bender.
But I feel like I've been seeing that the like cast is getting pretty insane.
Because who's in it? If you can think of anything.
Well, Cillian Murphy, who's been in like all of his movies.
That's one of my other
Peaky
ones.
Blinders. Oh, he's great.
Phenomenal. Even in did you see The Second Quiet Place?
I haven't watched that yet. No, I need to. He's in that. Hey. Yeah, Cillian Murphy is awesome.
I love him.
Yeah, and I mean he's been in a majority of Christopher Nolan's films.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in it. I wish I could remember the other ones, but there's some like big name actors in it. It's like interesting because I was reading about that one, and they're saying that it's actually a really important movie to come out because not many production companies are investing in like original stories or like original movies. It's like what can make us money, right? It's like what can we sell toys for, we sell products for. Like the article that I was reading was like saying that there's like a Cheetos movie coming out or something. Like it's just,
my goodness,
right? So they said like this movie, if it's successful, a lot of like directors and movie people are hoping that it can be because it will further help other people that are trying to create like original stuff.
Right.
So go see it.
Yeah. There you go. That's your plug.
Yeah.
You'll get the check later.
Support it.
I also thought about real quickly 1917. What a phenomenal film that was.
Yeah, I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's not going to be as good as seeing it in the theater.
No, that was insane. That was, especially in like the recliner. Oh my gosh, that was so good. And like
the recliner, you're like this again the whole time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was so good. So Wes Anderson has a film coming out, and it's gonna have Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, and Margot Robbie in it.
Another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's, I guess they don't know, like not a lot of it's been released yet. It said 2022, but that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
So, but apparently it's going to be kind of like a European kind of love story, which fits within Tom Hanks' wheel well. But I do still need to watch French Dispatch.
Yeah.
I was actually, Jess and I were going to go to a movie at one point. We ended up deciding not to, but I was like, oh, we should go see that. And I'm like, she's not going to like that kind of movie. But
I've also heard that, I've heard mixed things, but like, I've heard if you're like into movies and appreciate them, that Dune is really good too.
Yes, I've heard that too.
I've heard like from one side that like some people are like, oh, it's super boring, like the last half of the movie is so slow, but then I've heard from other people like the visuals in it are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So that's another one that I'd be interested in seeing eventually.
Yeah, I would like to. And then I'd like to watch like the old one again because did you ever see the old one?
I haven't seen the old one.
Yeah, I did see like when I was younger, but I just like always like to like kind of compare.
I'm like, I see the cover and it reminds me of like the old Tron movie. Yes. And I watched that and I was like, man, they're wearing hockey helmets.
Dude, so funny. Or like even, what is it, Tremors? It's just like movies like that are so funny.
It's rough.
Like state of the art at the time. Yeah. Now, not so much. And then Fincher has a new movie, The Killer, with Michael Fassbender.
Oh.
And I don't know when it's supposed to come out.
Michael Fassbender. He's another fantastic actor.
I was going to say that. Yeah. And also Tilda Swinton is in that as well.
Oh, cool.
So that's going to be cool. They were supposed to start filming it this year in like October.
Yeah.
I was reading, but they got delayed, whatever. So who knows when that'll come out.
I feel like David Fincher's got his hands on a lot of stuff
always
these days.
Yeah.
I could have sworn on Netflix or something that he's got like
he has something on
like
there.
a docu kind of series or something.
Yeah. And I don't remember which which it is now. But yeah. I know he was like working closely with Netflix, which is super smart.
Ooh, that looks interesting.
Also on the topic of Netflix, I watched a movie called The Intruder last night.
Okay.
And good like thriller, like watch it. It's like
it sounds like uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't know, it's interesting. Like it's I don't know the actors in it or anything like that.
Sometimes that's good though.
But sometimes no, totally. And I was like, I really enjoyed it. So anyways, plug for that. And then the last one is, I don't know what the title would be, but apparently, Quentin Tarantino wants to only have the 10 on his resume. And he has this like one film left, and he wants to have like the last film by Quentin Tarantino before the movie starts.
Oh man.
And so whenever that comes out, I know that's going to be a banger. Yeah, and it's going to be a sad day when there's not going to be like, he's only going to focus on what like plays and stuff like that and writing. But I think that would be really interesting. And there's still so many movies, like even of his, that I need to rewatch, or I mean, all my favorite directors, I need to go back and watch things because like they have like those pivotal movies that make you like love them. Yeah. But then there's like some that I watched when I was younger with my dad, or like other things like that, and then you maybe don't think about watching them again. Totally. So yeah, definitely ones that I want to do. But those are the few that I had kind of looked into. And I'm always bad. I'm like always end up watching shows or movies like way after the fact, because like I don't go to the theater.
Yeah.
And honestly, I end up waiting until it goes on Netflix, and even then, like
sometimes I forget about things that came out.
Totally.
I was like, I wanted to watch that when it came out.
I see it. I'm like, I should watch this. And then also like, I don't know. I know when we were trying to figure out movies to watch when I was at your place a lot, it would be like, we should watch this. And we're like, what was it? The Martian. You're like, maybe we should watch The Martian. Christine's like, I don't feel like watching The Martian today. And it was like always that. Movie. It's such a good movie.
It's a long one though.
It's
like 3 hours.
And I understand that. But like, so I'm always like, man, I don't think Jess likes the same types of movies that I like. So I'm like, shoot. But yeah, so then let's kind of curve to what you've kind of been doing this year for creative wise, and maybe ways you've been pushing yourself to.
I mean, it's kind of funny because like over the last like year and a bit.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just going to eat my toaster strudel that I forgot about.
I've like actually had numerous opportunities of people coming to me with like photo opportunities, and like I haven't even really like searched it out or anything like that, but on the other hand, it's like putting yourself out there and like agreeing to do it. So like I mean, I've had like a couple friends I've done like family shoots with. I did kind of wedding-ish thing in the summer. I did an engagement shoot in the fall.
How did you find the wedding? Was that stressful as all hell?
Oh, like the most stressful thing in my life.
I can only imagine how much sweat.
And then like after, because I was just shutter happy.
Yeah.
Which was good. Mm-hmm. But like afterwards, I was like overwhelmed with how much editing I had to do. I was like, I've never had to do this much editing in like a time frame in my life, and this is overwhelming. So that was incredibly stressful.
But it went well.
I mean, yeah, like I was pretty happy with how things went. Obviously, like, I mean, it's just a good learning experience where like you're like, okay, like I've done that. I kind of know how it works. Yep. I've thrown myself in there. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like, it was definitely a good experience to like just even learn that. And like that's been the cool thing is like I haven't been seeking it or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Like I don't have that much professional equipment even, like, but just even like having all of these different opportunities, and they've all been like different style of shoots too. So it's been like really cool to get the experience and just doing all different things. Yeah, like I did that. I did an engagement shoot in the fall, and I've been asked to do some photos for Hope Mission this month for their like Christmas dinners. So like even that should be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So
that's a great opportunity.
Yeah,
a lot of different things, because it's nice to try different things out, because then you start to realize like if you try something like you're like okay, I don't love this, I prefer doing this, but at least you like try it. Not to say that's the case, but like, sorry, toaster strudel.
Yeah. Mine's all gone.
Yeah, sorry. But, like, I think that's such a good way to push yourself because I know, like, I mean, at the very kind of end of when I was staying with you is when you started getting a couple of different shoots and stuff. And I think that was just such a cool thing because, like you said, you didn't even market yourself.
No.
And to have those opportunities come to you is, like, it's nice because then when you get started, it's very intimidating to be like, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And to be like, okay, so freelancing, don't know how great I am, but I'd like to do this. And when people come to you, it's like, okay, they think I'm good. Let's just do it.
It's even still intimidating, like people coming and you're just like, I mean, I think I can do this. Like, I don't know what you're expecting. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, I'll put myself out there and 100%. Do it. But like, I mean, it's always been just a heads up. Like, I'm not that professional. I haven't done this type of shoot before. So.
Yeah. But I mean, you're honest. And I think that the good thing with you too is that you don't come off cocky or anything like that. Know it all. You don't come off like.
Oh, I'm incredibly hard on myself. So.
100%. Yeah. And like, I think that even just in general, you have like a welcoming kind of authenticity to you. So I think that these people, and they come to you obviously for a reason, and they know that what they're going to get from it is going to be like something super intentional, and you really gave like your all to it because you don't do things half-assed. No. You've never done it that way. Even when you did lights.
I can't.
Do the song again, Taylor. I'm like, I don't want to do this song again.
But it needs to be perfect.
It needs to be perfect. But no, I think that's it's good. Because especially having like a time constraint too, you have to toss some of that perfection out of the way and realize like when you're doing these things, find a efficient way to get the job done and do like what you need to do without doing too much. Because we're the same. I could spend hours on one little thing that nobody else is going to notice, but it bothers me. And it's like you have to kind of weigh your options.
Christine will be watching me like edit stuff, and it's like I'm like, I need to fix this, and she's like, I don't even see what you're fixing. I'm like,
but
I do. I see it. I'll know it's there.
Yeah, totally.
But, yeah.
But that's good. So that's been kind of what you've been up to with that. Do you have anything that you like want to do that you maybe don't do now, or like what is your kind of next thing? Man. I mean, you do like photos and stuff with marketing at work. Yeah. Right? Like, I mean, nothing like crazy probably, but like, is there anything like outside of that you want to do?
I don't know. I honestly haven't really thought about it too much.
That's what the show's all about.
Yeah. I've just been kind of like in my own bubble of just, I mean, like we've all been in that COVID bubble and then the bubble of dealing with having a puppy.
Yes.
And then
takes so much time.
Managing my job. And I mean, fortunately, the photo stuff has just kind of come where like I haven't necessarily seeked it out. So like just kind of sprinkled in there. So that's kind of been nice.
Totally.
So, I mean, at some point I probably will have to like assess that situation and be like, well, how much or how little do I want to go with it? So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not doing, so I'm working full time with Motiversity, but I was doing a little bit of work on the side doing shoots for a marketing company, and so they just like they'd be like doing like a website or something and throw in like a photo bundle, and they'd call me to do it, and there were so many times that I'm like, yes, for sure I will do headshots at this psych clinic. Like, I've never done that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, so I'm like Googling. Till you make it. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay, what should I set my camera at? I'm like, okay, cool. But it's like made you so much better because you like throw yourself out there. Oh, yeah. They don't know, like, but it's like Google's super intimidating. Yeah. Totally. So yeah, it's definitely like, especially in the creative realm, it's just like pretty much the way you got to do it. You got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I've like kind of taught myself everything. Taught myself photos, editing, and all that stuff is just Googling.
It's good to be thrown into the wolves sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to claw your way out.
Yeah.
So then, what would you say the best part of 2021 has been?
2021. I mean, I feel like probably the dog.
Yeah.
2021, I can't even remember how it started. So.
How is it 2021?
I mean, the past like 2 years have been just
blip.
Yeah, one blob of.
Yeah. What would you say the worst part of 2021 has been?
Oh. Silence. I mean, I can't even remember, like I said, how 2021 started, so.
That's fair. Pretty much just probably 2021, COVID.
I hate saying, like, that a year's bad, because, like,
Totally.
I think even if time is bad, that there's still good things that come out of it. So I can't say that 21's been bad, but I mean, like, it sucks, like, the limited amount of just interaction with people that we've been able to have. And just, I mean, even just being able to get sort of back to normal with stuff has been kind of an interesting thing where it's like, oh, I can go out for dinner, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, I don't even know how I'd answer it either, so that's why I don't have an answer for it.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Who's asking you these questions?
I should just have one episode where I green screen me and I just talk to myself the whole time. That'd be pretty good.
That would be good.
Not even green screen, but just, do the thing.
Yep.
I should talk to my friend Lucas. He knows how to do that really well. I don't, but yeah, I think that pretty good. I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I don't know.
Free Tibet. I'll take that out.
Free Tibet.
I don't know. It's like from like the 90s. It was a big thing.
Okay. Cool.
Sweet.
Just safety rules.
Safety rules.
Yeah.
I have to make sure that I add that. People need to see that. It was actually, I used it as part of my portfolio.
Of course you did.
That's actually probably the
I'm
only
in your
reason.
portfolio. That's fantastic.
It's the only reason I got this job in Motiversity, I'm sure.
Oh.
Safety rules.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, man. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it. Time flies. Anytime. Good to know. I'll hit you up in 2022.
I forgot that there was cameras, so.
Yeah, I know it's good, hey?
Yeah.
Especially with like the bright
Until
lights.
I'm blanking thinking about things. But
Yeah, but I mean, it goes pretty good. I think we have a good time filling each other's,
Sure.
not filling each other's sentences, filling the space. I don't know.
Sandwiches.
Eating each other's sandwiches.
That's from Frozen.
It
isn't
is from Frozen.
I'm ashamed.
Finishing each other's sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm ashamed that I know that.
Maybe next time I have you,
What
I'll.
nieces and nephews are for, I
Yes,
guess.
exactly. How are they, by the way?
They're fantastic.
Good. Your family's
Yeah.
good. It's Suzanne's birthday today.
Yeah, it is.
Not when
Happy
this airs,
birthday,
but
Mom.
2 days before. Happy birthday. What's her Instagram name? What is it?
Live, love, life. Live, life, love. Love,
Live, love, life with you. Something. It's something with you.
Yeah. something
Bless
like
you.
that.
I love her. I miss her. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it would be great. Maybe next time if Christine could be here. I'll give her a heads up.
She's gonna have her solo episode.
There we go. I literally
Yeah.
texted her today. Did she tell you?
Yeah, she did.
She's like, I don't think you ever asked me. I'm like, I 100% did when I first
To be
did.
honest, I didn't remember either. But
No, I don't think I asked her in the presence of you, maybe. I think I don't
she
even
probably
know.
would have told me.
I mean, maybe, but maybe she just thought it was a joke from the beginning. But
I
either
don't
way,
know.
Christine, I'll get you on here. But yeah, it's been really fun having you here. So thanks for
It's
being
been
here.
fun for me too.
Eating
Yeah.
toaster strudels, that was a
Eating
fantastic whiskey.
and drinking toaster strudels.
Drinking toaster strudels. But yeah, it's been really good. Thanks for talking candidly about everything,
Yeah.
and it's been great to see you, my dude.
Anytime. Candid's my middle name.
Is it Ryan Candid Sporer?
Yeah.
Sporer. I'd eat. What is it? I'd take your ass any day. I'd take your ass any day. Isn't that the name of our group chat with just you, me, and
I
Christine?
think it might be actually.
I'd take your ass any day.
Who said that?
Me. Yeah. I was trying to say that I would beat you up any day, but then instead it said I'd take your
Right.
ass or something. I don't even remember how it is.
Horrible.
Horrible. But I will add some photos in here of our like Sporer family vacation.
Oh yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
cute one out of the thing. But yeah, appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you maybe in 2022 when we do another one.
Yeah. Whenever.
What did Tanner say at the end? TaylorMade or trash. That's what it is. TaylorMade or trash, I think. Anyways.
What's trash? I don't.
He just said, is that your tagline? TaylorMade or trash? And I don't know.
What? Who's the trash referring to?
Probably me. I don't know. It's Tanner.
Wubba lubba dub
Wubba
dub.
dub dub. Right, the safety guy. Safety rules.
Safety rules.
Beautiful.